It's time for yet another edition of the Crop Report, and with me, as always, we have Matt Struthers.
How are you doing?
Thank you, as always, once again for being with us, Matt. And so let's hear what's new about the Crop Report for this second week of August.
There's not a huge change from last week. We're slowly just getting into harvest here as things start to turn around for the province. We had a bit of rain in the northern region again, or northern part of the province, sorry, in the northern regions there, and that's probably going to delay harvest even a little bit longer than already has been. And then down here in the south, there was far less rain, so that was good for those producers who have started their harvest of mostly just lentils right now, and they'll start moving into their durum and other crops here pretty soon. Harvest for the whole province is sitting at about 1%. That's mostly coming out of the southwest and west central regions because the southeast, east central, and the northern regions have yet to start.
With that 1%, you've said that it's being delayed a bit harvest, but that 1% is kind of typical for right now, as per usual, correct?
The 5-year average is about 2%, so we're right around the ballpark there. And just to compare years, last year at this time we were sitting at 7%. So it just goes to show how much more moisture we've gotten this year, how much more of a typical crop we're looking at. So that's a very positive thing to see. We're just hoping now that there is some warm, dry weather in the coming weeks that'll force those crops to start to turn, and producers in the central and northern regions are able to start their harvest operations.
And then you said lentils specifically, and durums will be coming along later in those southwestern regions. Are there any crops that currently, I know we're looking really far into the future, that maybe are a concern of how late they'll be ready to mature and harvest?
No, there's nothing on the wind right now that says that there's going to be anything that's going to be super late. I just said lentils and durum because down here in the southwest, that's typically the first things to go right now. Producers make quick work of their winter cereals and they move into their pulses such as lentils and field pea. And then down here we have a lot of durum, so that'll be picked up next. And then crops like canola and flax will be kind of the last things to go. But barring any terrible weather, there shouldn't be any more delays. Certainly, a lot of crops down here are ready to go, so producers will make quick work of them. Up in the north, producers would like to see their crops turn and start to ripen up quickly and start to turn, because the longer they wait and the more risk they run of you either getting hailed out or having a frost. So
Talked about poor weather already, and we were mentioning in previous reports the grasshoppers. Is there, kind of as we're getting closer and closer to that harvest, what are producers doing in hoping to stop pests, or is it kind of a waiting and hoping that the crops turn and then harvesting whatever is hopefully good and left?
It's for the crops that aren't ready to harvest yet. Producers are still out there trying to control them using multiple methods out there. Whereas down here in the south, where most crops are ready to go, producers are mostly just trying to harvest as quickly as they can if the crop is ready. Of course, if it's not ready, you can't harvest it. But grasshoppers have done a terrible amount of damage across the province, mainly down here in the south, where it has been a bit more dry. But there's pockets all across the province that have suffered dearly at the hands of those little insects. So hopefully next year we get the moisture that we need to keep those populations down, and they're not able to explode like they have in the last 2 years.
Well, that's going to about do it for the Crop Report this week. Thank you again to Matt Struthers for being with us this weekend, and we'll hopefully look forward to your Crop Report coming up next week.
Thank you very much.